All right, cool. You have most likely heard a whole bunch about the amazing Drummers United International Arts and Music Festival. It's coming up next weekend, and it's happening at Vegas View Church of God in Christ in Las Vegas. And the Drummers United founder and the guy who is spit spot like the number one dude who is leading this is my good buddy Roderick Swift. And Roderick, tell me a little bit about just the times, and then we'll introduce our special guest here today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The time we're going to have the car show is going to start at 9 o'clock. That's with all of the cars, the old-fashioned cars, the limousines. We're going to have the 2 fire trucks like they talked about last time. That's going to start at 9 o'clock, and then that's going to be till 10:30, and then from 10:30 till 11 o'clock, we're going to be prepping inside the sanctuary.
Okay.
That's going to be from 11 o'clock until 2:30.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's where all the music's going to happen,
that's where
right?
The music's going to happen. Yes.
Now, this isn't your normal, like, just come in and watch people perform.
No, sir.
This is an interactive thing. You're
Yes,
teaching,
sir.
right?
Yes, yes, sir.
So
basically, like, say for instance, I'm gonna open it up, and then hello, this is Roderick Swift. Welcome to Drummers United Music and Arts Fest 2023. That's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna go just like that, something similar, and then I'm gonna say we're gonna introduce such and such, and that's how it's gonna go. It's just gonna go like that.
And you've got not just drums.
Right.
You've got all sorts of instruments.
Yes.
Matter of fact, one of those is sitting right over here. His name is David, and David, you're a guitar player, and what are you going to be teaching?
Good morning. I'm going to be teaching guitar. This will be my first Drummers United clinic with the guitar, and I've always played with Brother Roderick's on his sessions. But I'm going to be inviting also guitar players, and I know a lot of drummers will be there. But I think it's a great opportunity to also showcase not just drummers, but guitar players. And so I can bring acoustic or electric. I'm more of an electric guy, but I mean, I went to school for both.
Oh, okay.
And
Awesome.
Yeah, this is going to be a good thing for the community.
I tell you what, it's I mean, music really is that kind of universal language, and
Yes.
you know, it speaks to everyone. And this sounds like a gigantic jam session, really.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
That's what we need for artists out here. There's so many, a lot of musicians, session players, people who play on the strip, and sometimes it's hard for musicians to get together. So this is an opportunity, I believe, that will bring us together, where you can, hey, I went to this drum clinic. I didn't know this person played here in Vegas, and I'm gonna start playing with them more. You know,
Exactly.
we're gonna be networking, and it's gonna be great because it's good for the young musicians that are coming up, that want to be drummers, that want to be percussionists, that want to play guitar, and get them involved in the church too.
You're absolutely right. I think it's just beautiful, and I feel like if you can get a young kid with an instrument in their hands at some point or another, you're really kind of saving them from other things later on down the road.
Yes, sir.
You know, and my dad taught me when I was younger. I was like 14, and he had been playing guitar for a long time, and I just want to sing, Dad. I just want to sing, and he's like, you have got to learn to accompany yourself.
Yes.
And all I wanted to do was like sit on the phone with my girlfriend and just like, you know, what are you doing? Nothing. Breathe, you know.
Right.
And just sit there, right?
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah, breathe.
So,
I love that.
So he pushed me enough to learn to accompany myself, and I'm forever grateful because now I get to play and play around town, and you know, get to meet other musicians as well, and you know, things like this. I think it's super special. Let me introduce Bruce Harper, no relation that we know of, but we might be cousins down the road or something, you know.
You never know.
But Bruce, tell me a little bit about your section of the Drummers United Arts and Music Festival.
Well, Swifty here has told me that I'm going to start the show off.
All right.
I'll be number one on the show. I'm just going to play by myself, and I'm going to emphasize versatility, because that has helped me be a professional musician here in Las Vegas.
Lean into that a little bit. Tell me what versatility means in your mind. And in your
Growing up, I grew up with a lot of rhythm and blues. I loved Little Richard and Fats Domino and all that, and I was heavily influenced by that. Arnold Palmer, Earl Palmer was the drummer in those days, and he just blew me away. Had such a great feel, and at the same time, my dad was bringing home all this big band music, and I was listening to that, and he had a tape recorder, and he had the first stereo tape recorder I ever heard in my life. And in those days, they had demonstration records or tapes you could buy and play, and I was just enthralled with all that. And within a year, all that was in my room, and I took all that over. And so I was exposed to rock, rhythm and blues, and big band jazz all at the same time. So throughout my whole life, I've gone from one to another and back and forth. And I was doing that around Dallas. That's where I was living. I'm actually from Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay.
I grew up there, and but I was in Dallas about 8 years before I moved here. And so I was playing a lot of rock. When I left college, there was no more jazz whatsoever. That was the end of jazz, period. And so I had to really get into the rock really big time, because I was working with rock musicians that knew nothing about jazz, you know.
Right.
And they'd hear me play, and they were like, "Hey man, you sound like a jazz musician trying to play rock." And I was like, "Oh yeah?" So I took that as a personal challenge. I put all my jazz away for several years and just totally got into the rock concept and what the drummers like Hal Blaine and Earl Palmer did in LA, you know, and got into all that. And so then I moved to Las Vegas, and right off the bat, there was jazz everywhere. I was like, big bands, there were 10 big bands going. I was like, oh my God, this is fantastic. You know, I'm in heaven. So I wanted to play the show. So all the shows required a little rock too, you know. And but I wanted to get into the big time shows, production shows, because that's where the drum set playing was. I didn't want to play percussion or any of that. I wanted to play drum set. And so if you want to play drum set, the production shows was the place to do it. Took me about 5 years to work my way in, and lo and behold, I could play all the jazz, and I was doing that around town, but my rock helped me to get those jobs. So, because they all had rock in them. They were like half jazz, half rock, big bands. And so 6 months after I got here, an opportunity presented itself for me to start my own big band.
Wow.
And I played with a lot of big bands, but I'd never thought of having my own, never entered my mind. And all of a sudden the opportunity presented itself, and so I jumped on it and put some music together, and I still have it together here 44 years later.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I just love
Let
it.
them know about your next concert that's coming up.
Yeah, we have a concert at Myron's at the Smith Center coming up August the 29th from about 7, that's the downbeat, 7 to 8:30ish.
Okay.
And tickets are on sale at the Smith Center right now. Look for Bruce Harper Big Band.
Can do.
And we have a great singer, Naomi Morrow is singing with us, and she's world class. and you've seen her Swift,
Oh, yes,
right?
I have.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she's a fantastic jazz singer, and it's a jazz band. They advertise us as pop, because everything we do used to be pop,
Oh.
but we do it in jazz styles.
Mhm.
And nothing far out, it's all straight ahead, easy to listen to. That's what Count Basie said, I always want my band to be easy to listen to. And
That's
so,
amazing.
I try to live by that.
Yes, indeed. I feel that in my bones. I get it. Roderick, why don't you tell me about where we can get tickets? Tickets are free,
Yes.
but tell me about the Eventbrite and like what we need to do in order to let you know that we're coming.
All you have to do is just tap in onto Eventbrite and go to the search bar and look for Drummers United Music and Arts Fest 2023. That's all you have to do, and then our logo will show up, and then tap in on that logo, and then purchase your tickets. Actually, and they're free, and it's going to be free to the public, and it's going to be a nice event, and it's going to be a joyous event. It's going to be worth your while.
Yeah, all under the auspices of the church, and I think that's
Yes.
pretty special.
Very
You know,
special.
it moved to the church, right?
Yes.
Originally, it was at
Yes.
a different location.
It was at a different location, yes. Yes.
So, Vegas View, Church of God in Christ is where that is,
Yes.
and what's
1906 Glider Street. It's cross streets of Glider and Lake Mead.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. David, tell me a little bit more about your musical adventures. What brought you to Vegas, or are you from here?
I'm a local.
Okay.
I'm not born here. I've been born in the Philippines, but
Okay.
raised here my whole life, and I love it. There's so many opportunities. I went to Las Vegas Academy for music, studying classical guitar. My first gig was actually, it's funny because Bruce said he was a big band. I wasn't in a big band, but I was in a tribute band called the Platters. And so I was learning 50s, 60s doo-wop music,
Mm-hmm.
and they were all great musicians. There was 4 professional singers, one girl singer, and unfortunately they had to go back to LA to keep working, and I stayed here because I didn't know anybody in California. And I've been playing for Fresh Wind now since about 4 years, because
Okay.
I joined Fresh Wind Community Church 2017 in July. And so yeah, I'm coming up on 4 years, and
Yep.
there's been a lot of opportunities playing with Brother Roderick Swift. The last drum clinic was really good because I got to play with Bugsy Wilcox, and
Yes.
I didn't know he was playing with Marvin Gaye when he was a teenager, and I feel blessed because I might not be a drummer, but I mean I get to hang around other musicians and get to know people around town, and if I get to play, that's a blessing for me. I'm gonna get to play this clinic and also teach other musicians how do you get started on guitar, because there are not too many guitar. There's Las Vegas Guitar Society, and I did that in high school, and the membership fee is cheap. It's not too expensive, but I think it's greater when other musicians come together, drummers, guitar players. And we got brother Jimmy. He plays bass, and hopefully we're hoping that he's gonna be able not be on the road. He's a truck driver, and be able to come and play with us and sit in. And yeah, I'm just excited. The Church of God in Christ, Brother Swift is showing me this is his church. You know, he went there since he was little, so I know this is a God-driven purpose right here.
Yes, it is. It's history.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. Reason why, because I was born in that church 51 years. My grandmother raised me in that church. The pastor that's of the church, he was my godfather. He's still my godfather. I wasn't far as put it like this, I was in the box. You understand what I mean by in the box?
Mm-hmm.
when I was raised in that church, I was still in the box, but it took me 91, 92, 93 in order to get out of the box to see certain things, certain musicians, certain acts, certain situations, but I'm still rooted and grounded in my ministry, and that's something that God and He has given me, and what the world can't take away. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got a fabulous foundation, and now
Yes.
you get to shine the light wherever you go.
Exactly. Yes.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much. Appreciate it. We are excited about the Music and Arts Festival. It's coming up next weekend, and you can find out more at sosradio.net.
Yes.
Ta-da!
All right.
Good job, boys. David, pleasure to meet you, man. Bruce? Thank you, sir. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too.
Great history in this room.
Yeah, it was a
Like
lot
right
of-
now. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I know.
Wow. Just all that fast?
I know. Right.
I wasn't meant to realizing that we had so much history in here,
Mhm.
just with all
Yeah.
4 of us
Yeah.
together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we
Man.
all have history.
Hey Bruce, I should have asked you, have you ever worked with, he passed, his name was Walt Blanton, and
Yeah.
he taught at
I know him
CSN.
very well.
And I
Yeah,
taught-
I played with him many times.
Yeah, he was when I went to CSN, I went to go sign up for guitar lessons there. I didn't really meet them, but I did it anyways. And they said, I took an improvisational class. I didn't know it was gonna be
Wow.
with Walt Blanton. And he's like, well, you play guitar. He goes, pretty much the same instrument as the trumpet. He goes, I'm gonna teach you how to improvise. And he goes, all right, go do 32 bars. I was like, I can't feel 32 bars. Can we do 8 or 16?
Like, can we start slow, please?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
He was my first big band jazz teacher
Yeah.
at
Well,
CSN. Great program.
He's one of the greatest jazz players I ever played with. I mean, he's perfect to teach that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And unfortunately, he passed away, and he wasn't all that old either. He passed away.
Him and Gary Queen, all those teachers at CSN,
Yeah,
they play on the show.